Another Ben Booth. Do you agree with Nintendo's drip feed NSO strategy? What would you do if you were in charge? We're not in charge, unfortunately. I'm in charge of my own destiny now, but what systems would you put on the core NSO versus the expansion?
All right, so this
NSO,
is like a multi-part question.
The NSO stuff is not great.
So I want to ask you some questions. So NSO is a lot of things. Like, what are the parts of it that are really most aggravating to you?
Well, for me, it's like, this is the thing that I feel like sometimes Nintendo does that make me upset, is that they want you to do something their way, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like that Splatoon voice chat, for example. The app.
The app, yeah.
Is like extremely frustrating because
I don't know anybody who uses that.
There is no other way for you to easily do that with the game. There's no voice chat in the game. They want to shoehorn you to do it their way, but then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So if you want someone to do something your way, like have it work at the very least, right? So that part really aggravates me. I do have a very
I've evolved
bad memory of that.
I've evolved to the level that just voice chat. I just don't want voice chat in games. Period.
It.
Yeah.
I want it when I play with somebody I know.
Right.
Like when I'm playing, you can just call me. Yeah, you can just call me. But like that. But again, like if you are going to make me do this, have it fair. Work. That is a fair. That's a fair thing to ask for. If you're going to make me pay for it and make me. Do it your way, have it work.
I think that's good. I think it's good to break it down because there's so many components of NSO now that's like what part is really like
annoying,
grinding your gears.
Yeah, I mean some parts are all right.
I think he's referring to the games, the classic games.
Yeah, and how it's
this is where I have an issue.
Yeah, you want them all.
Well, yes, that would be ideal. I understand maybe they're not on that schedule, but I think giving people an indication of what the plan is helps of like how often am I going to be getting these?
Yeah. Again, if you're making people pay for it.
I think the initial, NES and Super Nintendo games, that was like those were awesome groups of games. But then everything after that has been kind of bad for the most part.
Exactly. And you're kind of like locked into it.
And it became very inconsistent. So it's like are they basically done with this versus this stuff they dug up that I've never heard of?
And like, is it still worth it to you to keep paying?
Yeah, so that's what I get worried about, what they added, Nintendo 64 and Genesis is like, what is the plan?
Yeah.
I almost have more confidence in Sega to deliver, their best Genesis stuff than I do with the other platforms.
Yeah, yeah.
To his other question on what platforms, this is just, me, if I was still working at Nintendo, I'd love to get something newer.
Yeah.
This stuff is old.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff is so old that it doesn't really hold up like we were talking about.
And if you're a younger player, you're like, what is this? And why would I want to play?
And some of those games are really unplayable.
Why would I want to play, ice hockey on NES? Like that means nothing to me.
Yeah,
a lot of those NES games are like early NES games that are just like this.
Where are the GameCube games?
In a museum.
Get that on there. Those are great, and those hold up.
Super Mario 3D All Stars. That's where they are.
Oh my gosh, you're right. That's no longer for sale.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
I will say I like the additions of the Animal Crossing DLC, the Mario Kart DLC, but again, you don't know that is going to be part of the value. That's just like out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then you don't know what to expect.
It's just hard to get a handle on what am I getting out of this. Yeah. So I think that would help a lot if they were just a bit more transparent about what the plan is for each of these tiers.
Yeah, I think that's very basic information you can share with people, right? So. Yeah.